Ken in St. Louis, Missouri, a place that I was there in my misbegotten youth, and some funny stories. I'll tell you one, just briefly. As a California boy, we never saw much as far as fireworks. Disneyland had fireworks 9 o'clock every night, but we didn't have a way to buy fireworks back then. Maybe it's my parents didn't let us, I don't know, but we didn't. And my grandma took us out to visit one of the relatives in St. Louis. We did a Route 66 car trip, and there was firecrackers and everything everywhere around there, obviously in the 4th of July. And I managed to grab hold of a whole bunch of fireworks, and I put it inside of a little case that I snuck into my grandma's car, and I stupidly showed my sister, hey, look at this. And she got so nervous, she thought that the sun would light the firecrackers on fire and kill us. And that whole trip home, for the week that it took us to get home, I was so excited. I was bringing home fireworks. Little did I know that when I got there, it's like, where's my fireworks? Well, I told Grandma, and she got rid of them because we could have all died. Like, oh, I will never forgive my sister for that. Okay. Hey, Paul. Sorry. When listening to recorded music, what do you think is the most important link in the chain of quality recorded music? Is it the engineering and the equipment used to record the music, mix and master, or reproduce that music? How much high-end does each step need to be to sound decent? And tell me what the priorities are, especially with Octave Records. Okay, so this is an ongoing process for me. I mean, I've been involved with recordings for 50-something years. I started out with Giorgio Moroder at Musicland Studios, and been kind of involved in recording for a long time. But I'm really immersed in it now with Octave Records. And what I've come to learn is something more than the pat answer. The pat answer, everything matters. Just like in hi-fi, everything matters, right? But what matters most, given that everything else is okay. So let me just give you that bit of a precursor. We've had instances here where somebody has, like for instance, recorded a solo guitar and vocal with the microphone placed such that we couldn't really get a clear voice out of it and guitar at the same time. And so when we tried to separate them and create some space and some image on that, it got all mucked up. And so you have to have the right recording in the first place, and you have to mic it properly. And there's all kinds of tricks with that. Scott was up here doing Scaparé, one of the greatest recordings Octave Records has ever done. And I don't know when you're hearing this or seeing it, but once we produce and make available the recording that Scott did with Scaparé, remember that name, it's a fabulous group, you'll be blown away. I mean, the things he did on that, I was just like, it's a work of art. It needs a Grammy. I mean, it really does. It's amazing. And for example, one of the things he did, here I am off on a tangent, I guess this is tangent day. Well, one of the things he did is traditionally mic the piano. He likes the microphone, stereo microphones, fairly near the hammers of the piano, this big grand piano. But one of the tricks he did that I had never heard of was to take this old ribbon microphone and put it below the piano and put that on a separate track. What did that do? That was the body of the piano. And when he blended together in the final mix, which is where we're going for your answer, and when he blended together for the final mix, just enough of that bottom microphone to give that piano body, and then the striking hammers. I mean, I've never heard a piano sound like that. Unbelievable, just amazing. But, so, given that you have good tracks to start with, it's the mix. It's the skill of the mixing artist who can sit here and tweak this and turn this up and down. I mean, sometimes we have an amazing amount of equipment, from little touchy compressors to some equalizer and everything to get it to sound like it's natural. And it's really fascinating. And we will do more about showing actually, I plan to do a kind of a series at Octave Records where maybe one of the releases we have, you know, here's what we started with, here's where we went, and you can actually hear that, and you watch the process, and you can listen to the results. Wouldn't that be cool? I haven't figured out quite how we're going to do that, but that's definitely on my list of things to do, because I want to be able to share this with you. It's such a fascinating journey. I mean, it's amazing. But anyway, I'm going to say the mix. So there you go. Thanks.